Hi everybody, today is Friday. It is finally the last Friday in the month of March, and I have something very exciting for you today. You're going to meet my daughter Madeline. She's going to be our guest reader in a minute, and she is going to read you a book. Are you ready? About Froggy. Now my class loves the Froggy book, so I hope Miss Ferreira and Mrs. Bowman's class that you will enjoy it too. So in this story, the main character, whose name is Froggy, is going to bake a cake. And I bet you've baked cake with your mom and your dad and your grandmother and grandfather at home. But when we're done with the story, I have a job for you to do. We've been learning about procedural writing. And procedural writing is what you do when you want to tell somebody how to do something. How to make a peanut butter sandwich, how to brush your teeth, how to bake a cake. We're going to see how Froggy bakes a cake, but I had a better idea for you. So after you hear Madeline read you the story about Froggy, you're going to tell me how to make your favorite ice cream sundae. What flavor ice cream do you want? What about toppings? Whipped cream? Sprinkles? You have to use your imagination and tell me all the stuff you want on it. Use your imagination and draw a great picture. When you do procedural writing, it's okay to make a list. So for today, this is how you're going to do it. So after you hear the story, get a piece of paper. Pause, think about what you want on your sundae. You can do a think, pair, share with one of your brothers or sisters or a cousin. You could do think, pair, share with your mom or a grown-up that's in your house. Tell them what you want on your sundae. What kind of ice cream? What kind of toppings? Do you want candy on top? Do you want whipped cream? Do you want sprinkles? And over here, don't forget your adjectives, like a juicy strawberry, yummy candy. Make it exciting, make it sound delicious. You can write a 1 and start with your flavor ice cream. I used chocolate ice cream. Number 2, I put on chocolate syrup. Number 3, I added strawberries. Number 4, I put on whipped cream. Whatever you want. Make it good, make it delicious. If you want to send me a picture, go ahead and post it and I'll be happy to look at it. So are you ready? I'm going to give my book to Madeline and then I'm going to videotape her. So here she comes.
Hello friends, my name is Madeline. I am Mrs. G's daughter, and like she said, today we're going to be reading a book called Froggy Bakes a Cake. Now, I used to love listening to this book when I was your age because I used to love baking with my mom and my friends who are Miss Martiner's kids, and we would spend a lot of time just baking things and hanging out, and yeah. Alright, so like I said, Froggy Bakes a Cake by Jonathan London. It was Froggy's mother's birthday. Froggy was outside making mud pies. "Froggy!" called his father. "What?" "Help me bake a cake for your mother." "Oh, please," cried Froggy. "I want to do it all by myself." So Froggy flopped into the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. "You'll need flour," said his father, "and sugar and chocolate." "I know," cried Froggy, and he pushed his chair against the counter and climbed up. He took down the flour, he took down the sugar, and he took down all the chocolate candy his mother had hidden since Halloween. Do you guys still have Halloween candy? Because I know I don't have any in this house anymore. "We need lots of flour and sugar," said Froggy, and he dumped a large bag of flour and a whole box of sugar into a big yellow bowl. "We need lots and lots of chocolate," said Froggy, and he dumped 10 handfuls of chocolate-covered flies. "We need milk too," said Froggy's father. "I know," cried Froggy. And he flopped to the fridge, flop, 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 and grabbed a carton of milk. Oops, it dropped on his foot and spilled. "And eggs and butter," added his father. "I know," cried Froggy. He snatched a carton of eggs. Oops, he only broke 4 or 5. And just 1 stick of butter fell on the floor. Look at all the mess he's making. We have eggs on the floor, butter on the floor. the milk carton down there. Don't forget the baking powder, said his father. I know, cried Froggy, and he climbed up and took down the baking powder. Then he cracked 7 eggs into the bowl. Crack, 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 and only a few shells fell in. And he put in the butter, bloop, and poured in the milk, glub, 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 and finally he dumped in a whole box of baking powder. Schloop. Time to mix it all together, said his father. I know, cried Froggy, and he stirred it and slapped it and mixed it and plopped it. Then he dumped all the goopy cake batter into a cake pan and shoved the cake into the oven, and he sang, Oogly boogly burgly bake, I make and I bake and I wait for the cake. Froggy, called his father. What? While you wait for the cake to bake, help me blow up the balloons. You can see they're getting a birthday party all ready for his mother. Froggy helped blow up the balloons. He blew, and he blew, and he blew, and he blew. Pop! Now, said his father, help me set the table. Froggy helped set the table. Oops! He knocked over the lemonade, and the paper party tablecloth got all wet. See down there, the lemonade is spilling, and over here, the balloon popped. Froggy, called his mother. What? What smells so good? It's a surprise, yelled Froggy, and he flopped back to the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. Come and get it, hollered Froggy. Froggy's mother and father flopped in and slid across the buttery floor. And Froggy said, Are you ready? And opened the oven door. Yikes! The cake exploded, yelped Froggy's father. Oops, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Too much baking powder, I guess. And his parents are shocked. It's good, though, said his father, licking his fingers. Wait, cried Froggy. I'll be right back. Flop, flop, flop. Happy birthday, Mom, he said, and he handed her a fresh mud pie with a candle in it. I made it all by myself. Remember how he was making the mud pies in the very beginning of the book? Oh, Froggy, said his mother, this is the best, birthday pie I ever had. What a mess, said Froggy's father. Let's go out to celebrate. Great, said Froggy. Yes, said Froggy's mother. And together they leapfrogged all the way to the bakery. Flop, flop, flop. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this book. Like I said, it is one of my favorites. So tell your family, your brothers and sisters, or